Billionaire, Bitcoin bull Michael Saylor is no stranger to the limelight. The MicroStrategy CEO is notorious for losing $6 billion in a single day during the height of the dot-com bubble, when the software business he had founded at age 24 nearly collapsed. 2 decades later, Saylor is once again at the center of a jittering conversation thanks to his unprecedented embrace of Bitcoin. With a mix of debt and virtually all of MicroStrategy's cash, Saylor has bought more than 100,000 Bitcoins that today are worth billions, and he doesn't show any signs of slowing his buying binge anytime soon. And that is why he is often referred to as the king of electric money. While other high-profile tech execs have invested company cash into crypto, like Tesla's Elon Musk and Square's Jack Dorsey, none has lashed their business's fortunes to Bitcoin the way that Saylor has. As little as 20% of MicroStrategy's value is tied to the company's core software product, and rest 80% of the value is accrued to Bitcoin. Saylor's reemergence as a bearded crypto king is one of the most fascinating comeback stories in the tech business. A surreal second act, as well as a striking manifestation of the popular forces reshaping the rules of business. That is why in today's video, we will take a look at the luxurious life of Michael Saylor from his early beginnings to where he stands today. And most importantly, how he amassed a fortune worth billions of dollars from his smart investment decisions and unique business approach. So without waiting any further, let's dive in right away. Michael J. Saylor was born on the 4th of February, 1965 in Lincoln, Nebraska. He spent his early years on various Air Force bases around the world, as his father was an Air Force Chief Master Sergeant. Education-wise, Saylor was the valedictorian of his high school. He graduated in the top 1% of his class. He then joined the Federal Group, Inc. in 1987 and DuPont in 1988. Saylor went to MIT on a U.S. Air Force Rock Scholarship. There, he studied aeronautics and astronautics, as well as science, technology, and society, meaning that he did a double major. Besides that, Saylor also met one of his 2 future co-founders, Sanjay K. Bansal, through his fraternity. Based on Saylor's majors, interested individuals might be able to guess that he didn't always want to go into business. As he tells it, he had his mind set upon becoming either a pilot or an astronaut. Unfortunately, Saylor's plans fell through because of something beyond his control. In short, he failed his physical because he had a benign heart murmur. Later on, Saylor co-founded this software enterprise and is the chairman of the board and chief executive officer of MicroStrategy Incorporated. They provide mobile software, cloud-based services, and business intelligence. In 1992, MicroStrategy won a $10 million contracted with McDonald's. Saylor also developed a subsidiary called Angel in 1997, and the company was sold for $110 million in cash. In 1999, Saylor established the Saylor Foundation. To support his goal of making free education to students, Saylor.org was launched in 2008. The site offers 100 college courses that are supported by free content from universities, including MIT and Carnegie Mellon University. In 2000, the company's net worth had reached $7 billion. The same year, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission brought charges against him, and his net worth dropped by $6 billion. For those who are unfamiliar, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission brought charges against Saylor, as well as 2 other MicroStrategy executives, because of inaccurate reporting of financial results for the 2 preceding years, which is the kind of thing that irks financial regulators because stakeholders are so reliant on financial reports for their ability to make good financial decisions. Saylor and the other 2 MicroStrategy executives never admitted wrongdoing, but they did wind up settling. Each of them paid $350,000 in penalties. Furthermore, they disgorged $10 million, with Saylor himself having disgorged $8.3 million of that $10 million. Unsurprisingly, when MicroStrategy restated its financial results for the aforementioned time period, its share price plummeted with predictable consequences for Saylor's net worth. This was one of the biggest downfall moments in Saylor's life, which later proved to be a blessing in disguise. In 2012, Saylor once again rose to prominence when he wrote The Mobile Wave: How Mobile Intelligence Will Change Everything, and the book made the New York Times bestseller list. There is no doubt that Michael is a visionary in the world of AI and technology. He firmly believes that it is important to think outside of the box in order to create a better future. When it comes to investments, he states that the only worth investments are in the form of improving technology. By looking for paradigm shifts driven by elemental inventions, it is possible to improve the world around you and also step into the future in unorthodox ways. While being the CEO of MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor enjoyed a number of benefits, including a luxurious lifestyle with comfort and expensive purchases. Michael Saylor owns yachts named Harl and Usher, which are estimated to be worth $35 million. Harl, to be specific, is a 147-foot yacht, features a digital artwork database, with works from Monet, Van Gogh, and Picasso. She is powered by 2 MTU engines, giving her a cruising speed of 12 knots and a range of more than 4,500 Nm. The Harl can accommodate 10 guests and is serviced by a crew of 9 and has her own tenders. Michael Saylor lives in an amazing home in Miami that includes a large garden, beachfront area, and dock. Saylor also owns several other properties in New York and Virginia. However, not much is known about the properties other than being worth millions of dollars. He also purchased a $46 million Bombardier jet to keep in his collection. In a single year, Saylor's use of the company's aircraft totaled $737,469, albeit with non-business use of the company jet limited to less than 200 hours a year. When not airborne, Saylor racked up $116,670 worth of expenses in the company's vehicles and $99,244 in alternative car services. Some of Saylor's other benefits include $2,410 for a business club membership, $65,000 in tax advisory fees to file foreign entity tax forms, and $5,269 to sublease office space for a pair of companies he owns, Aromer Management Co. LLCs and Alcantara LLC. According to a 2014 Washington Post article, Saylor's reputation as an executive may be surpassed by his reputation for hosting blowout parties and intimate getaways from Saint-Tropez to St. Bart's to his sprawling Florida mansion. One 4th of July party at Saylor's Washington Harbor penthouse, an expansive condo with sweeping views of the Potomac River, access to the marina welcomed guests with a bathtub stocked with ice and view of Cliquot champagne. A birthday party during the heavy snowstorm in February 2010 brought guests to the W Hotel for a safari-themed affair complete with exotic jungle animals, including an albino Burmese python that Saylor draped around his neck for photos. Among Saylor's most infamous parties is his annual Rocktoberfest, a pre-Halloween bash featuring dueling bands and guests dressed as rock stars. Saylor himself has gone decked out in leather, face paint, and sleeveless shirts. Mr. Green Jeans, a cover band that performed songs by artists including the Beatles, Limp Bizkit, and Kelly Clarkson, was a staple at Saylor's parties in DC and New York before the group parted ways. To be sure, eye-opening expense is somewhat of a MicroStrategy tradition, according to a 2002 Washington Post article that mentioned the dot-com-era Caribbean cruises for all employees. Caribbean cruises appear to be just a drop in the bucket for Saylor's Gatsby-esque lifestyle from the looks of his Miami Beach luxury mansion, Villa Vecchia. Saylor's 18,000-square-foot mansion with 13 bedrooms and 12 bathrooms is a hot spot for many of his party guests. Coming back to his cryptocurrency investments. So far, Saylor has spent more than $2 billion for the purpose of acquiring bitcoins, which has made him one of the most notable boosters of said cryptocurrency among business executives. He believes that bitcoins could become as valuable as $100 trillion, which would require each individual bitcoin to soar to more than $4.7 million. Michael Saylor has invested in roughly 218 bitcoins, valued around $6 billion, putting him into the Bitcoin Billionaires Club. He has often been described as Bitcoin's biggest bull, and believes that the cryptocurrency will be a more reliable asset than gold. Saylor also holds a personal wallet with close to 18,000 Bitcoin, although it's thought he is buying it all the time when the price is low. Saylor also managed to convince Tesla boss Elon Musk to invest over $1.5 billion in Bitcoin in 2021. In addition to investing MicroStrategy's money into Bitcoin, Saylor himself holds close to 18,000 Bitcoin. According to Michael Saylor, Bitcoin is a bank in cyberspace, run by incorruptible software, offering a global, affordable, simple and secure savings account to billions of people that don't have the option or desire to run their own hedge fund. Now that you know all about Michael Saylor's net worth and how he achieved success, let's take a look at some of the lessons we can learn from him. Number 1. When you're building a company, you need to continually strengthen every component, including finance, strategic partnerships, executive team, and relationships with every last constituency. Number 2. Companies that make keys, credit card companies, and any company in the service business that has anything to do with a consumer is probably a software company. Number 3. The industries that fall first are the industries that either produce electromechanical items that are now inferior to their software substitutes, or the industries that produce a mechanically created service that's now inferior. And that brings us to the end of today's video. What are your thoughts about Michael Saylor's investment choices? Did he make a right decision by going all in Bitcoin? Tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching.